Welcome to the Goose Riot Bad Movies podcast. My name is Chad. I am joined by a myriad of co-hosts. To my left is
Dave,
Zachary,
Tanner.
And tonight's episode is episode 9, and it is titled "Bring Me Some Sushi." I think.
Yep, bring me some sushi.
Yeah, because I didn't remember what it was called.
We'll keep the question mark. It works.
Yeah,
and
we may discover a different title as the episode goes on.
This is true also. So tonight's episode, we review the 1999 classic Deep Blue Sea.
Classics.
It's all relative.
Strong.
It was an instant classic.
Featuring one of the greatest actors of the 90s,
Samuel L. Jackson.
LL Cool J.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
As Preacher.
What was that?
And still one of the greatest actors, Thomas Jane.
What was the movie that
The Punisher.
LL Cool J did where he was in the raft?
Is that the one with Queen Latifah?
With his
I feel like him and
kids.
Queen Latifah do a lot of movies together.
I don't think so.
Are you sure this wasn't Ice Cube? Are you being racist right now?
Yeah, I think he might be.
Me or you?
You're the one that asked the question.
No, there was definitely one where he was in a raft and he has a paddle.
LL Cool J and
They
Tom
made a
Hanks.
meme out of it.
LL Cool J and Tom Hanks look nothing alike.
Yeah, he was
it's far from racist, but they don't look anything
Queen
alike.
Latifah aren't very close either. So.
No,
That's a good point.
I'll find out. I'll do some.
He was in a raft.
Just
I don't.
continue on. Ignore my dumb question, okay?
Anyways, so in this movie, we featured the Punisher,
Any given Sunday.
Thomas Jane. I don't think so.
No, I think he's right.
And then the hot chick in this movie was Saffron Burrow.
That's a very strong way of putting that.
Again, it's all relative.
And I thought she was attractive.
Eh,
You really like to say how things are relative tonight.
it has bearing.
It's all relative.
On
Some bearing.
Weren't we talking about this the other night about things that people say without they realizing they're saying them? Was that one of them that you were talking about? People saying it's all relative?
No, a whole nother.
A whole
is,
nother. Mine.
It's kind of a retarded statement.
It is what it is.
Mine for me.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I say something like that all the time.
Yeah.
Can't break out of that habit.
Like the love life of someone from Mississippi. It's all relative.
It's all relative.
Ha!
I get it.
Incest is fine.
Yeah. So Samuel L. Jackson was also in this movie. He was probably the biggest actor in this movie. Who would you say was the bigger actor in this
Bigger than
movie?
Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. Looking at the lineup.
I mean, he wasn't as big at the
He
time.
wasn't that big back then.
But okay, Thomas fucking Jane.
He had already been in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and I
he
don't
was
think
bigger than everyone else in this movie.
I don't
by
think The
far.
Punisher had came out yet.
Can we? No.
And-
It
well,
hadn't
he-
been out yet.
He was basically at the point where he was demanding purple lightsabers.
Uh-oh.
That was
Tanner, you were half right.
what
Last Holiday with Queen Latifah
That's-
and LL Cool J.
Yeah, that's the one I was
Yep.
talking
Ain't
about.
nothing about a raft, though. But
Yeah, that's the movie I was talking about. No, it was
No,
about
it's
where
Christmas.
she was on like she was doing her bucket list, and she was a chef, and they made some food and stuff. Don't really.
So you actually watched this?
Oh yeah, I saw it in theaters a long time ago.
Wow.
I don't remember who I went with.
You know what? I'm okay with being wrong. I learned something here, and it was worth
After
it.
she's diagnosed with a terminal illness, a shy woman decides to take a European vacation.
And LL Cool J cooks her some fucking food or something, or he's there at the hotel, or
Can we not watch
Something.
that?
He's
This
in
is
the
the most
movie.
I ever wanted to hear about this movie.
Yeah.
yeah. It was interesting. I went to the theaters and saw. Why
Why?
did I do that? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Not me.
I'm assuming someone made me go with them to see it, but
Huh.
like the same reason that I've seen From Justin to Kelly.
What?
Yeah,
That's
there
a
was
legit movie.
There was a girl that wanted to go see it, and I was like, whatever, let's do it. And then I was like, oh,
And that was his last date.
yeah, it's a long time ago. Long time ago.
That's a legit movie.
I watched a Julianne Hough movie for that reason.
Was
Julianne
it
Hough.
Footloose?
What
That's a
movie?
legit movie too.
I don't feel like Julianne Hough. I think she
No,
was like
she-
6 when
yeah.
Footloose came out.
We went to see a Julianne Hough movie as a group of dudes. It was Rock of Ages.
Oh, I forgot she was in that movie. Yeah, but
she was in that movie.
that was the one with Alec Baldwin and
Tom Cruise.
yeah, that was Rock of Ages, right?
Not
Yeah.
that movie.
No, that wasn't really. I wouldn't call that a Julianne Hough movie.
Was it Footloose?
It was not Footloose.
'Cause I
Safe
went and saw
Haven.
Footloose.
Safe Haven.
Oh,
Duhamel.
Josh
Oh, that
Duhamel.
was one of the dumbest
It was
fucking
horrible.
movies I've
It was
ever
terrible.
seen. I
It's
also
actually my first date with my wife, and she apologized after the movie
Yeah.
for how bad it was.
I also watched that movie with someone too. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was Nicholas Sparks' movie, and oh my god, it was so horrible. Josh
How did it get a
Duhamel.
6.7 out
Josh
of 10?
Duhamel.
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't
It was
know.
bad.
Everything
wasn't
about that
nearly
movie
as
was
good
terrible.
as Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Quick round question. Worst movie you've seen, you've been forced to see?
From Justin to Kelly, hands down.
That might take me some time.
Yeah, I might have to put that in my pocket.
I would
and
say
come back to it.
not a movie at all. Gilmore Girls, the whole series.
Oh, you
Ooh.
poor thing.
I saw nearly all of it, almost every episode.
Was that the one where they talk really fast? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back
her
and
daughter.
forth dialogues like bam, bam.
Her
bam,
daughter was definitely hot in that movie, though.
What wasn't she like 8?
I don't
bam.
care.
She was definitely not 18.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
That doesn't matter.
When
When I was watching it, I was
Surf
probably the
Nazis.
same age as her. So
Surf Nazis.
I-
That was the worst movie I was
kinda-
forced to see.
Because of a girl.
I think
I
we meant
kinda
with a
meant
girl.
No, we
more
didn't say with a
vagina.
girl.
Tanner did say Forrest, but yeah, we went.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
I'd probably have
fit
to-
the criteria.
We meant a snatch-related brain injury. I don't really know a better way to put that, but no. See now, Zach, for me, if I was you, I would say Step Up, but that's because Step Up sucks dick.
I don't.
Ooh.
I
He
might
doesn't
jump
even-
across this table.
He doesn't even know what to say right
that
now.
I might
reminds
jump
me,
across
I
this
watched
table.
Shall We Dance with Richard Gere because of
It had
the-
Richard Gere in
Did
it
he make you
though.
go?
Yeah. He's like, you're gonna watch this. I'm gonna put this hamster
That's
somewhere.
That's a dick.
I'm like, no, Richard, no. So yeah,
And then you're like, please dye your hair salt and pepper. I love it.
either that or Brokeback Mountain. I
It's
had
not
to
about
watch.
sex, baby.
I had to watch
Oh,
Brokeback
jeez.
Mountain.
Who made you? Why did you have to watch Broken
I
Mountain?
don't
It
understand
was a
that.
date. I had to go watch.
Hey,
it.
you know what we should go do? We should go watch two dudes fuck each other in the ass.
Yeah,
what
it'll be
girl-
romantic.
What
date.
girl wants to do that on a date? Like,
One
the best kind want to do that.
I
on a
really
date.
don't
The
think
one that's
so.
into some really weird shit.
Oh, you mean the
I think
movie?
you say no thanks. I don't want herpes.
That's gonna be the girl. That's gonna be the girl that's like, she sets up the gangbang and you wander over and
and get herpes and Hep C at the same
Yeah.
time. Congratulations! Yay!
Someone sounds like they have some personal experience with this.
It's all those Step Up movies. Yeah, that's on our other podcast. Our other podcast. We
I
can't
have to
tell
say,
anyone about yet.
I enjoyed the Step Up movie that we saw much more than the person I saw it with.
That's good, at least.
Good story.
Yeah.
So basically, movie starts out with a bunch of old dudes talking in an office, and yeah, they were talking in the office. Samuel Jackson and that other old
Starts
guy.
out on a boat.
Yeah,
with
there's a bunch of
college
all the
kids.
there's a bunch of college kids on a
teenage
boat.
Oh, well.
like,
and
haha, we're having
one of
fun
the-
and being sexy and
Having a
young."
party, yeah.
I skipped that part
One of
because
the-
I didn't care.
The
one
best
of the
part.
sharks from
go ahead.
I think it's called Aquatica,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
place where they're at,
Yeah, yeah.
escaped, and the Punisher goes to
TJ, I call him TJ.
Tej.
Tej.
He goes to corral the shark and take it back.
I just loved that there are two couples on this boat and they will walk over the edge and one's like, we're partying over here. It's like, there's two people talking. That's not a party.
Rum Springer, woo!
Yeah. Yeah, that was freaking awful. And why did he wait to harpoon that shark? I mean, was he really waiting until it was
he-
like 3 feet away? It's
Tej-
like, I know how long this rope is. What if he
Tej was a
missed?
shark tamer, bro. He thought he could calm the beast.
It's more dramatic that way.
Yeah.
It's gonna get really confusing because we're gonna call him like 4 different
He was
things.
hoping the two dudes would get eaten.
Yeah, and leave the two
him with
chicks
the
for
two
him.
Chicks.
What's up,
But when it-
ladies?
When it looked like
And
there
then
was
he
a chick
banged her
gonna
out.
get eaten, no, he's got to take it out.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Yeah, so he saves these little punk ass college kids. Then it cuts to Dr. McAllister inviting Samuel Jackson to invest in his project, which leads.
It's sort of like, it's kind of weird because I think he already invested and he's like checking in on his investment or something. I don't-
Yeah,
It
that
seemed
was
like
a
this
little
was a
unclear.
Jurassic Park style, like, the lawyers are checking up on
Because
the...
like Samuel Jackson is supposed to be like the richest guy on the planet or whatever, and he already spent $200 million to get this thing up and running. That was my understanding.
Yeah,
Is this
something like
is this
that.
his
Now he's
reparations
like-
money he's investing?
She's trying to get him to like keep. She's.
What?
He spends his reparations money to cure Alzheimer's. Good guy Samuel.
Just
So
saying.
she's like trying to get him to like keep investing and keep the project going.
Why is your face so like flabbergasted right now? Like of all the shit that I've said, that's the one that gets you.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
I'm just-
all right.
Fair
Onward. Let's just
enough.
move.
I thought about telling you
Rolling
I'd edit it.
on.
I thought I was about telling you I'd edit it out, but then I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going with it.
So
So anyway, we find out that Samuel Jackson and Doc McAllister are trying to cure Alzheimer's
With his reparations money.
with his reparations
by
from the government.
Good
by
guy.
using enzymes and shark brains to help promote brain cell growth. I don't
Yeah, some crap like that.
Science.
Science.
Yeah. So
Stupid.
yeah.
You know, I don't understand necessarily why you can't have tanks in the mainland, like, you know, in the middle of the desert that you have sharks in.
Yeah, they had to go way out in the middle of the
You
ocean.
got to build a $200 million facility that floats.
Well, they said it was like a Navy facility they
Oh,
converted or something.
Because those exist.
Yeah.
Was secret.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm sure the Navy used it real hard. I don't even.
So we see.
There was a ton of that stuff in this movie, by the way, that I just
Yeah.
like missed because I
Thanks, Navy.
Thought it was so stupid
cool.
that you just yeah.
you just flat missed it.
So Samuel Jackson gets on a helicopter to go check on his investment.
Yes. And basically from there, he watches the Punisher, or Tej,
or Carter Blake.
get in the water and wrestle down this shark. He does some weird, awesome backflip, kickflip things. I don't really know what you call what he does.
Kickflip?
Yeah,
Really?
I was just going with flips that I know.
Skateboard terminology.
There's not many flips that I know.
I
No,
would
front flip,
pay to-
back flip, kick flips, maybe some heel flips. I don't know how many flips you can do in the water.
So we got trampolines and skateboarding.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Tej had them.
Underwater.
Yeah,
Teach has all the tricks.
yeah. And so
Did you notice? I noticed right off the bat that they show the shark that the Punisher is going to go swim with,
Yeah.
and he's gray,
Yeah.
and he's got the license plate in his mouth. But then when he's swimming with the shark, it's like a tiger shark with
Yeah.
really pronounced stripes, and it
Right.
still has the same license plate in its mouth.
Yeah. Which by the way was the same license plate from Jaws.
Oh, was it
Really?
I didn't notice.
It was.
I guess the sharks are
Easter
kissing him,
egg.
you know.
Yep, that's totally what we're going for. We're making Jaws references in all of the movies that we pick, apparently.
why?
And
How many other ones?
The little
Just
sub
Just the last one.
the little
Batman and
sub in
Robin
the
at the
movie
end.
was also from Sphere.
Sphere.
They're
What is
just
sphere.
Which Samuel was also in, by the way.
Oh.
mhm.
Are we Kevin Bacon in these movies? Seven
happened?
ways that I don't remember what
We
that's
can,
called.
as long as it goes back to Footloose.
No, fuck Footloose.
Fuck you.
You're really all about that Footloose. Thing.
Why would you ever watch
Mhm.
Footloose when you could watch an American classic like Save the Last Dance
Oh.
with Julia Batface Styles?
Hunter's not here, so we don't have to do that sort of thing.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, let's make some progress.
Yeah.
So Punisher / Tej / Carter asks, there's apparently this guy on the ship or on the base who's supposed to be a genius engineer guy who spent 4 years at Caltech. We find out later. It's played by Michael Rappaport, who is awesome and Justified. Anyway,
I thought the genius was
well, there's a genius scientist and there's the genius engineer guy
Oh,
who
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
kept everything running.
so many geniuses.
Genius engineer guy says the fences are 8 feet tall, give or take a centimeter. How many geniuses you ever hear
Mixing
mix
metric.
measurements?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's 5 miles away, give or take half a kilometer.
Yeah. Genius.
Go ahead. Next.
So
There's another genius that we see,
Yeah,
and the blonde bitch. I don't know either of her names.
Janice.
wait, the curly haired girl? Who's the
no,
crazy
no,
one
no,
that gets
no. The curly-haired one
Curly haired
is
one's the one that in the tower.
Doctor.
right?
Well,
Dark-haired
Dr. McAllister is also
No.
curly-headed, and the one in the tower, which is Tony Soprano's sister, is also curly-haired.
Ew, Janice.
She's the fat one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, Sammy L is talking to the blonde girl and about this dude that's a genius, and he's the other doctor on the project. And Sammy L asks how much of a genius he is because he's peeing into the wind. So, yeah, it's really interesting.
Everyone's been there.
Very interesting. From there, like, they take you right into this test that they're doing, and Thomas Jane has to go bring in a shark for them to do the test on.
Yeah.
Which apparently requires swimming next to the sharks.
Yeah, real like they
They
could
spent $200 million this place. They can't lure the sharks in some other way.
can't afford a net. It's too much.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
you got to you got to stop when the budget stops.
On his way in there, he sort of gets attacked by sharks. Like, he's in a cage, and they come after him, and he points a gun at him, and they recognize it, and it's this big
Is
like
this when they
hullabaloo.
go eat all the cameras?
Yeah,
Yeah, this
like
one that happened.
like right when he's swimming out to go trap the shark,
Yeah.
they turn off all the cameras.
The sharks
The
realize that there are
sharks,
cameras and realize
yeah.
that the people are watching them through said cameras.
And somehow they're bothered by that enough to turn
eat
off the
all
cameras.
And-
cameras.
But then Thomas Jane tricks the sharks by taking off his water tank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who? Tej?
each.
Teach. Punisher.
Yeah, so he tricks the sharks, and they catch the shark, and they do this test on it, where she stabs it in the brain. Were they like biopsy? Was it like a biopsy of the brain? I don't understand
they're
quite
just
what they were doing.
extracting the brain matter, apparently.
Yeah.
They're getting the Alzheimer's goo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the goo that fixes the, goo that
science
fixes
goop.
the Alzheimer's stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
'Cause
you go
They
ahead.
don't have to do anything with it. It's just direct,
Yeah.
straight from the brain.
Perfectly compatible shark brains and human brains.
Yeah, you
If
just need-
anyone didn't know that.
You need shark go.
I mean, I feel like it's common knowledge, but okay.
Right. And then
So they
That's
get
all
all excited because this test is working, and Samuel says, "What in God's creation?" And the scientist is like, "No, our creation."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all excited because they reanimated brain cells for 4.650 seconds. Why do you say the zero?
Significant
Really?
sig figs, bro.
All the
Actually, I
problems,
noticed
Significant
these
figures.
things throughout the movie.
all the
Like,
problems with this movie, the
numerical-
the extra little decimal point that he decided to, you going with that? Significant figures.
Yeah, sig figs,
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
So the shark eats a guy's hand.
Even though it's supposed to be
mean-
asleep here.
Yeah.
The shark is supposed to be asleep.
Yep.
I
But
think he was
it
fooling
eats
the scientists.
the scientists.
Yeah, he's
He was fooling them, letting them suck out his brain, and then, and then he kind of turned his head and leaned up against the scientist, and bam, the scientist's arms falls off.
So do you think that
It's not how
the
you-
shark let them trick it on purpose so it could get the dude's arm?
Maybe so.
Do you think that
I
the
don't know.
shark
The
knew that
shark
there
is
was a
smarter than the
hurricane?
humans are, so yeah, that's a good question.
the shark can bust through metal, solid steel doors.
With the cartilage nose,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't even think
it
about
eats,
that.
It
Yeah.
eats the dude's hand,
I mean,
the arm,
Yeah.
the
Should
whole
bust him
arm,
through a
not
door
just
with
the
your
hand.
Don't tell me what I can and can't
So
do.
so they call in like an air evac for the scientist
yeah,
during this hurricane,
goes miserably wrong. Coast
and
Guard screwed it all up.
yeah, so the scientist ends up falling into the water where the sharks are.
Yeah.
and then they pull him
they
off.
they like pull him off and break the cable, and
Was he supposed to still be alive? Because next the shark took him
I
down to
think
where
he was
that.
still alive when they pressed him up against the glass.
Yeah, take him down to like
So-
the.
I think we skipped a little bit,
Observation
though.
port.
So the Coast Guard helicopter gets sucked into the building because the sharks are pulling on the cable.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the sharks slam the guy up against the glass wall that is in the lab. I don't know why you have a glass wall that big in this lab. It doesn't make much sense.
I don't think the oxygen they had him hooked up to with that flimsy plastic mask would really work underwater that
would
well.
have fallen off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
So
weird.
a helicopter crash kind of destroys everything. It kills the chick in the tower. Starts everything, going downhill.
That's where it all hit the fan.
Yeah, and then the sharks crack the glass with the scientist that had his arm bitten off. He's having a rough day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a good day to be a scientist.
No.
Ugh.
So we totally skipped over the introduction of LL Cool J.
Preacher.
Oh yeah.
He's a
Preach.
cook with a bird.
He is this movie's Jar Jar Binks.
Well, my
He
problem.
contributes nothing to
Yeah.
the movie.
He contributes in one spot, and
he
it makes
saved them.
It makes absolutely no sense though.
Yeah,
where
like
he
how the
actually
fuck did he know they
contributes.
were in that elevator shaft?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so,
he did.
So it does introduce him, and he's cooking some stuff and talking to his bird.
But it really doesn't matter. The bird's name is Bird, too. How gay is that?
It's really,
The
really,
bird's name
really
is
stupid.
Bird.
They shouldn't even Yago.
Why? Why would they allow the cook to have a bird in the kitchen?
Exactly. It's very
It's gotta be
unsanitary.
put in all the pots.
That's disgusting.
I mean, come on. Gosh.
He's like letting it eat off of his finger while he's cooking.
Yeah.
Like this dude has got to be the worst cook.
I didn't even think about the bird eating off his hand while he was cooking. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Okay.
That's what happens when you hire rappers to be your chef.
There you go. So after they push the doctor through the glass wall, the whole place starts sinking.
Somehow.
Even though there's waterproof bulkheads like everywhere, like they're sealing these giant waterproof doors.
Well,
But the water is busting through them routinely.
at this point, it's just like flooding, right? It's not like sinking
Still,
yet.
how's it more than that room flooding?
Exactly. I'm thinking that
Well,
giant room.
It's not at the beginning. Like at that point, it's just that room flooding, and then they leave the room, and that's where Chad was talking about. He breaks the.
Yeah.
That's true.
The other part flooding the stairs is because of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Solid construction throughout this
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
compound. I mean, just
Yes.
really well built.
Unless a shark wants to break through.
Yeah.
Then it's fair game.
Yeah.
The secret naval base that's floating in the middle of the ocean is the weakest naval
Yeah.
structure ever constructed.
Yeah.
It was a secret naval base?
Yeah, that's what they
That's
how
what-
they explained
that's
it
what
when
they
they
were
were
using
going up to it.
We also missed something else. Tej tries to kill the shark
Yeah.
during all of this.
Yeah.
And
And they stop him.
Dr. McAllister specifically stops him and saves the shark and puts it back into the water. And that's what allows that shark to kill the scientist.
Yes.
It's got the Alzheimer's goo.
We are all over the place.
Yeah, so is this
Yep.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so they escape the flooding lab room thing.
Right.
And they stand in the hallway and discuss
What to
just
do.
happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Holy shit, guys, did you see that?
Everything's
So,
falling
yeah, we
apart.
were all there.
everything's falling apart, and they're standing around just saying, "What's going on?" That's where we find out they've been genetically altering all the sharks to give them 400% larger brains and all this good stuff. So Samuel L. Jackson at this point says these sharks have brains the size of a V8 engine, a flathead V8 engine.
It's an oddly specific engine.
How the crap does he know that?
Yeah.
I mean, he's seen the shark, but did he see the shark's brain?
They scanned
How do
it,
you know
didn't
it
they?
wasn't a V6?
Exactly. So Samuel
mean-
Jackson is apparently an engine expert. We also find out he enjoys wreck diving. Black guys wreck diving.
And
It happens.
he
Gosh.
was in an avalanche.
Yes, he survived an avalanche where it took him a week to get out of.
We didn't get to that yet, did we?
I mean-
Yeah, we did.
Okay, he
It's
explained it
close
then.
enough.
They talked about it at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And there's something else.
Oh,
he
yeah,
did.
you're right. Yeah.
Skydiving.
He's
yeah,
extreme.
Mountain climber. I mean, yeah.
You know what? It takes a lot to run Shield.
True. Point taken.
So
Oh, we missed something else. We're doing really bad here.
Man, yeah.
As they're trying to medevac the doctor with the missing arm, what's her face? Susan McAllister, Saffron Burrow, says, "I'm not this kind of doctor."
yeah. Well,
As if anyone there didn't
Yeah.
know that she wasn't a medical doctor.
Were there any medical doctors in this movie?
No.
So you have this whole base and no medical doctor.
Well,
how
Or,
are
I mean,
they?
you're
how
guessing
did they
that they
not
got
have a
medevaced out.
doctor, but they were trying to fix people brains?
Yeah.
It's like you would have a doctor somewhere who's like, yeah,
There's
no,
gotta be one on the payroll.
I know this is a brain. This is how it's supposed to work. Nope, didn't have anyone like that. They're just like, no, the light's going on. It's working. This is
Yeah,
this is
look,
how you fix
This
Alzheimer's.
little lightning in the brain is good. Okay.
Yeah, just thought about that.
So eventually they decide that they want to take a submersible.
yes, the one from Sphere.
Yeah. And they want to escape on that. So
Somehow
they,
the sharks already broke it.
They blew it
Yep.
up.
Yep, the
Yeah.
sharks blew up the submersible so they can't take it.
Yeah.
So Sammy L stands by this pool of water where the sharks are and monologues about how they killed a bunch of people after the avalanche that he survived.
Yeah, I don't.
I have a quote here.
Okay,
Go
let's
for
do
it.
Typed out. Samuel L. Jackson. They're all bickering back and forth. We're gonna die. And Samuel L. Jackson yells, "Enough! You think water's fast? You should see ice." Let that sink in a little bit.
Yep.
It moves. Ice. Talking about ice now. It moves like it has a mind, like it knows that it killed a world once and got a taste for murder.
This.
Yeah, and then he goes on and on about how this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and then a shark pops up and eats him mid-sentence.
Can we write a screenplay called Murder
Best
Ice?
part of the movie.
Murder Ice, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
He would do it.
I would
He
watch
probably
that.
would do it.
Him and Nick Cage.
You just got to give him something purple.
I'd watch that. Would you?
Of course I would. It's a Nick Cage movie.
Have they ever done a movie together?
Nick Cage, Samuel Jackson.
I can't think of one.
They've had to.
They've both been in everything. How can they not be in a movie together?
That's actually, it's going to be Left Behind 2. But it's Left Behind also, that too.
So
So-
after seeing Samuel L. Jackson get eaten by the shark,
They nixed their backup plan, which is
Yeah.
swimming.
yeah,
Huh.
But this is where everyone puts on a wetsuit.
yes.
Yeah, well, to fight hypothermia.
yeah.
Right.
It's motherfucking cold.
So
Yeah.
they decided to take this airlock elevator shaft, which
Right.
might not be an airlock anymore.
Well, it
which
might-
flood the whole base
Yeah.
more.
Right.
Well,
So-
not just flood the whole base. It was going to break the supports.
Yeah,
You
Mr.
know.
Caltech engineer guy says,
Right. It just
"Oh, these
depends on
support
how
struts
much-
can only hold blah blah blah."
It just depends on how much water was already flooded.
Yeah.
So if it was
Right.
over the threshold, then the base was going to start sinking.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Turns out it was like worst case scenario, but yet the base didn't sink anyway.
Well, it was sinking just slowly.
Very, very
It's just
slowly.
not like because it's
So-
a huge, huge base apparently.
So the airlock is broken on this shaft. They open the door, nothing happens for like half a second, three quarters
Yeah,
of a
it takes
second,
a while.
and then whoosh, all the air starts rushing out.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been instantaneous.
No,
Yep.
that's science.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't expect you to understand
So-
it. I
so
don't know
some-
how to cure Alzheimer's.
Something else that kind of struck me during the whole movie is they were always able to shut these doors.
Yeah.
No matter how many millions of gallons of water are pushing against them.
Right.
Yeah, it's no problem.
They were always able to shut these
They
doors,
shut- yeah.
which was amazing.
I mean, it was a little hard sometimes, but yeah, they shut it every time.
So even
He's
though
Thomas fucking Jane. I don't know what you guys aren't understanding about this. He is the Punisher.
even though they shut this door and start climbing, the shark breaks that door too.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Shark.
With his nose.
it's almost like
Yeah.
the shark just wanted them to open it so it had enough room to get into there and then break the shaft
Yeah.
door. Like
How
it
did
was
these
that smart.
They keep these sharks, behind doors and stuff before all of this.
Who
How
I
did
think they were
these
just waiting.
8,000-pound sharks fit through the doors.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't
Don't worry about
suck
that
it in.
little guy.
part. Skip
just
that
suck
part.
it in.
Yeah.
So the shark is essentially the one who starts flooding this after they're able to
Yeah.
close this door.
Yeah. Why is the fire not soaking up all the oxygen?
Yeah. Why is
Why-
the
why
fire
is
just
there no-
lingering on the
Why is
bottom
there
of the
no
elevator?
Smoke. Yeah.
There wasn't any smoke.
There's no smoke ever. Like the whole movie has no smoke. There's fire everywhere, no
Mm.
smoke.
Yeah.
I feel like an underwater base that's flooding, oxygen's gonna be a concern. It was never a concern.
I'm going to read this verbatim from what's written down here. Blonde bitch falls and gets her cunt eaten off. Can you explain to us what that means, Zach?
What's that?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I saw that.
That's
That's
what
what
happened. Like so they're climbing up.
Up the elevator shaft.
And a bunch of things kind of happen simultaneously. Like Thomas Jane jumps down to open the door so that
The water.
the water will have another runoff spot, so it won't.
To flood
sh-
more of the base.
Right.
Yeah,
so the
pretty
shark.
much.
So the shark won't get to them, and at that point,
The ladder breaks.
the ladder breaks,
Right.
and the blonde bitch falls off.
Turns into monkey bars.
Right.
Yes.
And when the shark comes, she goes underwater, and when she comes up with the shark, it's just all up in her cunt, like eating it off.
It's got her bottom half in its mouth.
No, it's between her legs. It's not her.
I
It's not
didn't
the bottom
notice
half.
that.
It's like between her legs.
I was watching on my cell phone. Those I could be mistaken, but yeah, you might be right.
Did you really watch this on your cell
I did,
phone?
Yeah.
Desperate times, bro.
Fair enough.
So
Multitasking.
Yeah.
it's pretty much eating her cunt off.
Were you
That's
on
what's
the toilet?
happening.
No, I was not.
You
on the
watch
toilet.
this on the toilet.
That'd be a really long toilet stop, man.
You eat a lot of cheese. I'm concerned.
No, I don't. No, I don't know how you know that anyway.
Uh.
Anyway, so
Because he's watching
Yeah.
you.
And this is the part where we were talking about LL Cool J, who
yeah, kitchen
as
scene.
like from this,
Oh, this is
like-
the kitchen scene.
it's kind of like it's really hard to keep in straight because like he's just kind of wandering around
Yeah.
willy
There's lots
nilly.
of things happening simultaneously on the ship.
So like simultaneous to this, he is that kitchen scene where
A shark chases him down the hallway, and he apparently outruns the shark to get into the kitchen.
right, and
Even though he's
then
walking very, very slowly through waist deep water.
well, he's not trying to escape at this point. He's trying to find his bird. bird.
Yes.
Mario.
His bird. And
Mario.
Luigi Mario.
so he's in the kitchen looking for the bird, and he finds the bird, and then the shark eats the bird.
Yeah.
Of all the things, the people to survive in this movie, you really think the bird would have been one of them?
No.
He flies back out at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Back
thought
out
that.
of the mouth. Yeah.
So he ends up
Hiding in the oven.
hiding in the oven, and the shark ends up turning the oven on.
The gas oven. Yeah.
In this,
Oh, okay. So oxygen was a problem at one
this
point.
is where you insert your inappropriate Jew jokes, and
Ooh.
yeah,
That was a hard J, man. I don't know about
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then so he takes an axe that he
A little
has,
fire axe.
and
Apparently,
he
the roof of the
and he
the
makes
oven
a
is made out of
hole
aluminum foil.
from
Yes.
the oven he's in to another oven.
Like
Why would
another
they-
compartment
through the
in said
top
onion-
oven.
said oven.
Why would they have a gas oven in a
In
submerged
a place where
naval
oxygen
base?
could be an issue.
Yeah.
Let's make a bomb and stick it in there.
Yeah. I think electric would have been just fine.
I think electric's probably the way to go there.
We'll
Yeah.
end up talking about electricity as well.
Tanner.
Don't worry.
What?
Do you think that if he was Jewish, he'd have to sit at the back of the oven?
What is the Jewish thing? I'm missing the Jewish thing.
The ovens are what they're referring to.
Holocaust?
Cooking people.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We gotta have at least one Holocaust reference in every episode, apparently. So,
Oh, the government made us do it.
yeah, Boar's Head.
Thanks, Warhead.
Brought to you by Balzac.
Just throw them all in.
Yeah, you have to. You gotta get them all
All
out
the
there.
references we've
all at
made in
once.
this entire show.
So, anyways, the oven.
Yeah. So he escapes the bottom oven through the top oven, and gets and then he
Somehow
says
flies out of the top oven and gets away from the shark.
"You ate my bird," and somehow loses this axe, and instead decides to use the cross on his neck to stab.
No, that's
That's the end.
yeah. You're ruining the.
How did he
ending.
get rid
Spoiler
of?
alert.
How did he get rid of this one?
He walks out in the hallway. The shark, I guess, is stuck or something, can't get back out. And he lights a lighter and throws it into the room because the oven has been venting gas.
Set it
in the
on
room
fire.
all along.
Yeah.
So this gas explosion apparently killed the shark.
Well,
The shark burned to death.
Yeah,
that-
fire.
He didn't kill the last one with his cross either.
He stabbed
He just
him,
poked his
Fire, electricity, and dynamite are the way that these sharks die. It's the only way to kill them.
fire. Yeah.
It's the
Earth.
same way the sharks die in Jaws 1, 2, and 3.
Is it really?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yep.
What the fuck was with their obsession with Jaws?
Pretty sure they saw Jaws made money, and
It's
they're
a
like,
shark movie.
let's
do
go
the
with
shark
it.
movie. Yeah.
That didn't quite work for them,
Nope.
did it?
Nope.
Oh goodness.
Well, they almost made all their money back.
So gas
Almost.
explosion takes out one of the 3 sharks that we know of.
So that brings LL Cool J to the elevator shaft.
That's the only useful.
Where he opens
second
it.
to. It's one of the only 2 useful things he does in the whole movie.
he's the only one that does anything useful in this movie.
Okay, good
Everyone
point.
else
No.
is
Good
useless.
Not Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
he did his little
Teach-
kickflip maneuver at the beginning.
Well, Teach does make some really stupid decisions. At the
I
end,
could
but-
make the argument that he does nothing worthwhile in this entire movie.
Teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Punisher.
He kick heel flips off the
Kick
front of that
flip.
shark. He.
Are you just saying random
Yes.
skating word? Okay.
Yeah. And he gets that little harpoon thing at the end.
Which he does
Doesn't
nothing
do
with.
anything with.
He jumps in the water to
drops it.
save her.
And he doesn't save her.
Spoiler alert! God damn it!
He
You're the
does.
one that said he
He does
in the first place.
nothing
Oh,
this
jeez.
entire movie. He saved the teenagers in the first scene. That was the last
The
little
end.
bit he was useful for.
Let's talk about what LL Cool J does.
saving it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach's tried like 4 times.
So
Yeah.
he just randomly shows up in this elevator shaft that the sharks have
Perfect.
started
timing.
flooding,
Yeah, he's like, "Come on up, guys."
and he helps them up after this
Can we call him Preach instead of a local
preacher.
Preach is easy.
Or Preach, whatever.
Preach.
Much easier.
Why did they give him like a preoccupation with religion?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't get how it added anything to the movie other than that one really weird scene, which we'll touch on later.
Like, you guys argued that he wasn't one of the main characters, but I think he was the main character in this movie.
Yeah,
Because I mean, he had
Well, one of two.
the sub identity, like the preacher role, and he killed more sharks than anyone
I don't
else.
know that there
I
was a
don't-
main character in this movie.
I don't know
Like they were
if
all
sharks-
kind of meh.
I think it was.
Yeah, we'll
Go
discuss
ahead.
at the end. Go
Well,
ahead.
I think it was really strange to have he was the protagonist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he had he
was
like
useless.
for a protagonist, he was not in the movie that much.
Yeah.
No.
And was very one-dimensional.
You're one-dimensional, bitch. Don't talk about Cool J like that.
I
Talk
love me
about
some
him
1D.
however I want.
Better not. Queen Latifah's gonna come take you on a last holiday
Oh, because she's got cancer.
with her lady boner.
What?
What?
You never saw that movie? There was some weird movie with.
Oh, geez.
It was the one with Vince Vaughn and Kevin James, and she was talking. I got a full-on lady boner right now, and it scarred me for life.
Okay, it's safe to say that if Queen Latifah was in a movie, I haven't seen it.
It was Kevin James and Vince Vaughn. That's the only reason I saw it.
Oh, romantic.
Something like that. Was that the one with Reese Witherspoon?
How have we talked about Queen Latifah so much this episode?
I have no idea.
Because he apparently
she's
associates
royalty.
Queen Latifah with LL Cool
jeez.
J.
That last holiday.
It says something about you.
no, it
okay?
doesn't. No.
So after they
Doesn't.
get out of the elevator shaft,
Shaft.
They somehow
Hey,
need.
there's a-
I don't see. This
another
is
big, that's another Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Shaft. That's a movie we should do.
I want to see that.
This is one of those things that I kind of get like mixed up too, because they're looking for batteries, and I really can't figure out why.
They need it for the lantern. The lantern that's obviously like a 6-volt giant battery lantern.
Right.
But then they take the double A's out of the alarm clock and stick it in the lantern. And bingo,
Yeah.
With
It
a wet
works.
rag.
Also,
something, I don't know.
LL Cool J takes the time to record his memoirs.
How
that
to
that
how
he
to-
does
the
nothing
omelet?
how
with.
to make an omelet with 2 eggs,
Yeah.
not 3.
That,
Well, like you
that
s-
was actually my favorite monologue by him in the entire movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not saying much.
No,
Mm.
but it was his best line of the entire movie, I think.
It
Please-
wasn't the relativity line.
No, it is all relative, though.
Please tell me that we're not going to skip over the fact that
No, we did just skip a little bit, but it's okay.
that when they're looking for the batteries, they're looking in one of the women's cabins, and they're
Yeah.
like, "She's a healthy girl."
Where's her dildo at?
She was.
Where's her
This is the
vibrator?
girl that the shark just ate. So
Yeah. Yeah, the blonde
Bit,
cunt.
bit her straight in the cunt and talking about her vibrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That
So
was weird,
basically,
oddly placed.
after the scene, it cuts to the hot one, Saffron. Stupid fucking name. Cuts to Saffron wandering off by herself. What was she looking for? Data? Some sort
She
of.
was
The,
looking
like, the
for the
findings, the
she was looking for
research.
the numbers for the
Which apparently was on a little piece of paper.
Sort that shit
Yeah.
out later. Like, I feel like there's a better time for this.
They have a multi-million-dollar
They can't afford
naval
backups.
base.
yeah.
Yeah,
No backups.
You don't. You just have that written down somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't have all of your findings. Satellites, bitch.
Well, this was 1999, so no.
They had satellites. I was there.
I don't. If they did, they had satellites, but I don't think they were satellites like data transmitting satellites like this.
Well, then what were they? Mirrors in space?
Not like I don't think they were heavy. I don't think they're what you're thinking they are.
They were meant to,
By the way,
Batman
transmit
Yeah,
sun rays.
I was about to say. By the way, the mirrors in space thing was a Batman
Oh,
reference.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so as Saffron is heading off on her own,
Best scene of the movie,
this
by the way.
This is like the best LL Cool J quote of the whole movie. He says, she's about to walk off, and he says, "So much death all around us. To risk any more life for some numbers." And it kind of trails
That's
off.
deep, bro.
The doctor says, "Without that data, everyone dying isn't just tragic, it's useless." The LL Cool J yells behind her, "Death is always useless, doctor."
Yeah, that was really weird.
What?
Preacher, bro, he's preaching.
Huh?
Spitting
If
that
he was
gospel.
so religious, why does he say Jesus died?
It was
What?
useless, apparently.
Was it? I mean,
It's amazing.
the
Yeah.
whole thing his character's based on. And, all right.
So,
Anyway,
Zach, you should tell us about when they go swimming down to turn on the power or something.
what about did Hot Chick take her shirt off yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think she did it before they got in.
This is another one of those simultaneous
Yeah.
things. Like they happen at the
Yeah.
same time, but like chronologically in the movie, they happen at different times.
Yeah.
But I really don't understand why they needed electricity
They were
in the
trying
first
to
place.
turn on the backup generators to turn on the bilge pumps to pump water out of the base so they could exit through the stairwell that's flooded.
I'm absolutely sure that bilge pumps couldn't clear that water. 1
Yeah.
and 2. If you're going into a flooded room full of breakers, you're not going to be able to shut those breakers.
You're not gonna have a good
honest.
day. Yeah.
Waterproof, bro.
There's a reason they tripped.
So
And it's
they-
probably the water in the room that tripped them.
So they take this journey so everything they just did was for nothing, and they just go back to shut the breakers so they can use bilge pumps to clear the water that's coming in at an alarming rate and can't be cleared.
Yes.
So they can go up the stairs.
Everyone in this movie can hold their breath forever
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
as well.
I'm lucky if I can hold my breath for 10 fucking seconds.
And
I know, I can hear you.
Tej survives this ordeal, but Michael Rappaport does not,
Yeah.
and he gets eaten.
Yeah. It's alright. He was kind of annoying anyway.
I liked how they had him eaten because it just took a bite of his top half and you saw the legs just kind of floating
Kinda
away.
twitching.
And
I was
then
like,
twitch,
oh,
yeah.
that's
Did you
nice.
notice that those legs were 2 right feet?
No.
Who notices that?
Why would you notice?
Who the
Yeah.
fuck notices that?
I did. I don't know if the foot's in the dead center of the screen.
From his phone,
From my
no
phone.
doubt, he notices that.
I'll show you. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Your
when you
attention
see
to
it.
detail kind of.
That's kind of my job here.
You notice that it's 2 right feet,
It
but you don't
kind of
notice that a
disgusts
shark
me.
is biting a woman between her legs.
Show him your dick. He'll tell you where every wart's at 3 days from now.
Oh,
Challenge
gosh.
accepted.
Please don't. Please don't.
Basically, after this, it cuts to the scene where Hot Chick is looking for the data.
Mm-hmm.
Without a shirt.
No, not
She's
yet.
still-
God damn it! Let me tell this shit.
Got her fucking wetsuit on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, she still got her wetsuit
I get
on.
excited.
Anyway, she goes to this locker, gets the fucking data out. She sees this shark fin floating in the water towards her. She starts freaking the fuck out. Picks it up, realizes it's a toy, shrugs it off. Then you see the actual shark swimming towards her.
Okay, I gotta point out another detail that I noticed here.
Oh god.
The water is at her waist. You see the shark fin rise
Yeah.
up from under the water and come up above the water.
Yeah.
So this shark has to be like 9 inches tall
It's a very very short shark.
with like a 3 foot tall fin on his back.
Now,
With a V8 engine as a brain.
V8 engine and brain, but he's also narrow enough to fit down the hallways.
here's my thing in this scene. She got the data out of the locker.
Mhm.
And she ran and was trying to jump on shit. She's falling in the water like a little bitch. And she was just trying to get away from the shark. Well, why didn't she get in the locker and close the door? I mean,
Instead of
those
just
sharks
standing-
can bust through doors.
Instead of standing on a table, I think standing on a table is not much better than getting into
yeah,
a locker.
I think she could have gotten in the locker and she'd been fine. But anyway, she gets on the table and she sees this electric conduit that she decides she's going to rip out. Well, before she rips it out, she decides to take her wetsuit off and she's just in her lingerie, which is the best scene of this whole movie.
Which, why didn't she take that off before putting the wetsuit on?
don't
Because,
know.
I mean, really, that would be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Because then it'd be rated R.
Also,
Worth it.
now she gets into her superhuman strength,
Yes.
where she
Yeah.
can just rip
Yeah.
electrical
Ripping the
conduit
anchors out of the wall,
like off
yeah.
of the wall.
Yeah. Anyway, she stands on her wetsuit to
Power
Her
of tits.
yeah.
her wetsuit.
yeah. made sense. She stood on the inside.
Stood on the wetsuit while leaning against the steel wall.
Yeah. And she jammed the conduit into the water. And basically,
shark.
yeah, she fried that little shark fucker. A 9-inch tall shark.
With a V8 brain, yeah.
Yeah. And basically, after that, they all meet up together. They continue on their merry journey up to the surface.
It's a good thing there weren't any
Okay.
breakers in that particular electrical cable.
Yeah.
There's no circuit breaker in that one. No.
Yeah. It had power the whole time.
Yeah.
So this is where they go up the elevator shaft to get to the surface finally, right?
Yep.
Well, they couldn't get up the electrical shaft the entire time because of the fire. This is where they go up the stairs, which they cleared by turning on the bilge pumps. Is that right?
None of this makes any sense. No, they ended
No.
up swimming through the water. Like they
Oh yeah, they did end up
busted
swimming.
open some random hatch that was way away from the base, but underground. Did you notice that? Like
Yeah,
they opened this hatch that's like
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
they-
ocean floor.
they like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
they have to equalize it and flood it with water, and then
yeah.
somehow hold their breath long enough to wait for that room to fill with water, open the hatch, and then swim to the surface.
60 feet to the surface. Every time they mention swimming to the surface, it's always 60 feet. So apparently the whole base is one level.
Well, originally wasn't it like 230 feet? Where the submersible
Hey,
was?
I don't know. You
Who
heard 60
fucking
feet
cares?
several
I
times.
can't
It was
hold
like
my
200
breath
some
and
feet.
dive down to an 8-foot pool bottom.
Yeah, much less swim 60 feet with a shark chasing you.
Yeah.
After holding your breath
After
for
waiting
like
for the
30
airlock to
seconds.
fill. Yeah.
After chanting a prayer.
Isn't there-
gosh.
Here's another problem I
That was the
had.
most awkward line in the movie.
Isn't there some sort of pressure issue here?
I would think so,
Yeah.
but we're suspending logic in this part.
Not-
We've done
and
it for
every
the whole
other
movie.
part.
Yeah.
Another thing that bothered me was that when they decided to swim up, they attached these life vests to these fire extinguishers
Yeah.
and said that sharks were attracted, to the spinning shit and the bubbles and all that shit.
The shark's
Treading
smart
water
en-
in bright colors.
Yeah, this very smart shark.
Smart enough to unplug cameras,
Yeah.
fooled by a
Yeah.
fire extinguisher.
Well,
Right.
it was fooled by an air tank before,
Well,
supposedly, but we're not sure if
Here-
that was
the
on
sharks
purpose or
just
not.
hate air tanks.
The thing is, when they
They're just
released
really pissed off.
when
by
they
it.
released these fire extinguishers, they swam right fucking beside them.
Yeah, they went
Yeah.
the exact same.
Yeah,
speed.
not just that, they swam up beside them. So
Yeah.
if the shark was coming to get the fire extinguisher, he
He
just
might
take a big ass
accidentally
bite.
bump into them too.
Yeah.
So how did they rig these fire extinguishers to be on the whole time?
Good question.
Because they didn't actually show them like
Rubber
creating
bands.
a rig for them.
And
I
it
don't
took
think
them
that
a
worked.
second to turn on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was retarded.
It was, yeah. It
So,
doesn't fucking
yeah.
matter.
And Tej Punisher Carter announces that
A long name.
you can't wear. You see Preach putting on the vest, the life vest, to float to the surface, and he says you can't wear that because you'll ascend too fast and whatever you'll die.
will explode.
You'll pop.
But they still go up
They
the same
swim
speed.
the exact
Yeah.
same speed as the life vest float to the surface, which
Yep.
whatever.
Well, isn't it like
Mm.
the pressure of the air in the first place? Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is why we're not scientists.
I'm not a scuba diver,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to exhale the whole way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of crap.
The huffing or whatever.
Anyways,
Yeah,
they get to
whatever.
the top. They climb on this ledge, and they decide that they can't let the sharks out into society. They have to kill the sharks.
Someone gets
Yeah, you
Well,
missed,
someone gets snapped.
No, not
before
yet.
that.
you missed the cross battle.
No,
Huh?
yeah.
No. I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
to it.
You missed
They
it.
climbed out first,
Before
I thought.
they get to the ledge.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. Before they get to the two white people, get to the ledge, and you think this is where it happens
she
because
white?
it has to happen. She was white.
She's some kind of white.
Well, because
I mean, yeah, she's-
preacher says this brothers don't get out of this
Yeah.
type of situation.
Right, and then he gets bitten by a shark, and he
just a
gets,
little bite though.
yeah,
Just on the leg.
just on the leg.
It
The
says-
Ian Malcolm.
It grabs his leg, it pulls him
is
down.
what it's called.
There you
It
go.
runs him around in the water, and basically he takes the cross that he's wearing around his neck and jams it into its eye, and it lets him go.
Yeah.
And then he jumps up and,
And then a minute and a
on
half
the
later,
ledge.
the shark's eye is fine.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And this is where they decide that they can't let the sharks get out into the open population. They've got to kill it. They rig up some electricity and some
Harpoon.
dynamite. And
It's also where they reveal the shark's plan.
where did the
whole time.
electricity come into play? I guess to blow the dynamite
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Dumb
which
fucking movie.
another great electricity.
That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they reveal the shark's whole plan here because
Yeah.
the sharks wanted them to sink the base the whole time.
Well,
Right.
earlier on, Samuel L.
fences-
Jackson announces or asks the question, "What does an 8,000-pound shark want? Like, what is his goal here?"
Right.
Freedom,
So,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Tej Punisher finally announces
Shark
what
vagina.
it is.
Well,
Mhm.
What the goal is.
the fences underneath the water line are made of titanium,
Yeah,
which somehow would prevent them from getting out.
yeah.
But above, they're made of steel.
Which why
So-
would they just they're like we're at the water level. Let's
Yeah.
just
It's cool.
let's
Yeah.
go cheap the last
Budgets, bro.
10%.
Government
Just chain
spending.
link over
Navy.
water, yeah.
We had wars in Iraq to fund.
yeah
Good oil, man.
99.
We had wars in Iraq and rape culture and Boar's Head.
Thanks, Obama.
Anyways, so after they save Preach, they decide, like I said, that they don't want to let the shark get out. So in order to distract,
Why?
God damn it,
Why couldn't they let the shark go? What's the
Yeah.
worst
That's
that
what
it's
I
gonna
wanna
do?
know.
It's
Also,
a super smart shark.
also-
it's gonna take down the White House.
It's
How did they
one shark.
how did they
in the
not put
middle
a
of the
tracker
ocean.
on this shark?
Yeah.
These sharks are worth $200 million. How do they not have
Oh,
trackers on them?
jeez. That's a good point. I thought of that.
yeah.
because it's a dumb fucking movie.
I mean, they've got the sharks sedated like all the time to suck their brains out anyway.
Samuel,
Just
Ja-
stick a tag on it. I mean, come
Exactly.
on. Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's money ran out.
They only give you so much for reparations.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh.
so she's got to get the shark away from the fence so Thomas
Yeah,
or
the shark is
Teej
in
can
the,
shoot
in
it.
the process of breaking out of the fence.
So she decides that she's going to cut her hand open, bleed everywhere, and jump in the water, which is a brilliant fucking decision.
It would have been way funnier if she didn't cut her hand and she jumped
thank
in the
you.
water and there was still blood everywhere and everyone's like, wait, what? Oh.
Wonderful.
Gross.
That's
So,
right, period joke.
This
Funny.
is where Thomas Jane makes the most unexplainable decision of the movie.
I'm pretty sure she made a pretty stupid fucking decision
Yeah, I
too.
didn't understand
Like
that.
he
No
could have
point.
he could have just shot and killed the
Yep.
shark while it was going after her, but instead he jumps in.
Throws the
Yep.
harpoon gun on the ground and jumps in, trying to swim to her faster than the shark could.
Yeah.
No, ain't gonna happen.
So she gets her ass eaten.
Yeah.
For nothing. The shark would have just gotten
Yeah.
out and eaten some fish.
Then he does some more kick heel 360
And then
flips.
overthrown society.
Yeah. It learns to talk, starts walking around on land.
Fires nuclear missiles at China. There it is. It's gone. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So shark eats the fuck out of her, and Thomas Jane is real sad for a minute.
Hops on the shark's back, starts rodeo.
Yeah, he hops on the
rodeoing
shark's
that
back.
shit.
The shark dives through this hole in the fence that he's trying to get out in the world. Somehow it doesn't take Thomas Jane like through the fence. I guess he managed to hop off.
You
on
missed
No,
some
the
no,
fence.
things.
yeah,
You're missing
so-
stuff.
Preacher, like he's riding the fin of it, and Preacher picks up the harpoon gun
Right.
and shoots the shark and
Through the fin.
Through the fin.
through
yeah.
the fin and gets Teej at the same time.
punished
I
him.
didn't think he got him. I thought he,
He-
shot through the
he
fin and
shot him
Teach
in
was
the
trying to
leg.
pull it out of the
He
fin.
shot the fin and went through and hit him right in like the thigh.
Yeah,
I
and
missed
he,
that.
there's a quote
You
too.
should have watched it on your
Like,
phone. I could
so-
see it pretty well.
So he's like trying to get it out of his leg while the shark is escaping, and Preacher is also trying to get the one cable they have connected to the one
Yes.
side of the battery, which will
Yes.
Somehow make current flow through this wire.
One car battery is going to ignite dynamite across a 600-yard wire. you
That's
know?
how
one
logistics
wire with no
One
return.
wire.
With no return. Yep, it's
No completed circuit. You just
Beauti-
need the positive side.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Science.
obviously. Science.
He gets rubbed off on the fence as the shark's
Yeah.
escaping,
Uh-huh.
and then Preacher finishes the circuit,
Kills
and
the
it
second shark.
blows up the shark.
Yeah.
And then says, "Get me some sushi."
Yeah, and then as
Like, "Carter,
Carter's
bring me some sushi. Yeah,
and then
that's good
Carter's
stuff.
swimming back, and he says, "Bring me some sushi."
And then they're dead. They're both extremely happy that it's over with. Doesn't matter that all the people they knew just died.
Yeah. No, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're joking
It's like
around.
it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then
That's how all good
Preacher
movies end.
says, "You sure there's only 3 sharks?" And Carter's like, "Yeah, there's only 3 sharks." Like, are they looking for a sequel?
And
Set
then
up-
he
set up
casually
this-
lifts his legs out of the water, even though he's been shot in the thigh with a
a
harpoon.
harpoon. Yes.
both of them are very mobile for,
Yeah, for
like
people who
having
are half
serious injuries at this
This
point.
shark, 8,000-pound shark bit him in the leg, and he's cool. He's
Yeah.
fine. He's been hollering
Joking around,
shooting harpoon guns, climbing ladders,
eating sushi.
blowing up. Yeah, there you go.
This one doesn't like the way black people taste.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
The one that ate Samuel Jackson was a different shark.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we don't know. that.
yeah.
They don't
I feel
really.
like you're taking some liberties there.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. So that's the pretty much the end of this.
And then LL Cool J does the in credit song.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Let's not overlook that.
Oh yeah, it was glorious.
I didn't listen to that.
You missed.
Nothing.
Everything.
You missed
Nothing.
a lot. I had a good laugh at that. Something
was-
about his hat looking like a shark fin.
It was almost as good as the Gran Torino credits song.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I
don't
remember
remember
I
that
don't
one.
remember that either.
It was Clint
What's his face?
Eastwood
Yeah, Clint
singing
Eastwood
it.
sang it, and it sounded horrible.
Yeah.
I need to hear that.
Like it was like if you really like paid attention, it could have ruined a great movie.
Really?
You're like,
That
man, that was a
bad?
great movie, but that song was awful.
Oh, what a good movie. Oh, what is that singing?
What's
oh
my
God.
ears?
Yeah.
Time to leave. Ugh.
Gosh.
That's how the movie theater crews get you.
So, moral of the story: 8,000-pound shark. He thinks about freedom, about the deep blue sea.
Yeah.
killing.
So I guess
Yeah.
just in case anyone was wondering, these are supposed to be mako sharks.
Mako?
Mako sharks.
Mako.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think about Mako.
Yeah, we've had some bad experiences with Mako.
Too many.
It's a vodka company.
There's vodka in this movie.
You guys want to do?
Yeah, Finland.
Samuel L. Jackson drinks straight up
Yeah.
vodka. Yeah,
And LL Cool J drinks cooking wine.
it's true.
Okay, I'm glad you noticed that too.
Wasn't box
I
wine,
was just
but
like,
it'll
what is
do.
he? Why is he? That's not for. Yeah.
That's not for
Not
drinking
really
at
for
all.
Drinking, yeah.
So takeaways.
This movie was really bad. As bad as I remember
So
it being.
the weird part is, like, yeah, it was really bad, and when you think about the plot, it's awful, and none of it makes sense. But I find this so much more enjoyable than a lot of
It
movies
was
that we've
enjoyable.
watched.
If you
I-
suspend
yeah.
reality and don't, pay attention to things I pay attention to, it's not a bad movie.
And considering that Thomas Jane is absolutely awful,
Yeah,
like
It's
he is a
still a-
horrible
yeah.
actor.
It's still a
Okay,
bad
It is a bad
movie.
movie, but it's all relative.
You can
know.
turn it on,
God.
turn your brain off, and just watch it.
Yeah,
You know.
it was entertaining.
You
Samuel
can-
Jackson got hit
You
by a
can
fucking
tart
shark.
out during this movie.
The death
Wow.
scenes were all.
Wow. And you said I say bad things. That is just disrespectful to the retarded population that is listening to this
There's nothing
show.
wrong with tarting out.
That's very
people
derogatory.
say that.
Our,
Very, very derogatory.
our,
To
Da-
the retarded
our Down
race.
syndrome audience is flat offended.
Was that an affect joke? If it was, congratulations.
Was that a what joke?
Affect. That's flat affect. Down syndrome.
I don't think that was, but We'll take it.
Know what that is?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm disappointed now.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Even the Down syndrome kids with that are like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know what I'd rate this.
The death scenes were good, but one thing I noticed: no one in the whole movie, none of the actors have any kind of development.
No, everyone's.
you feel like-
yeah.
Every story should have a character bettering themselves or something
Well,
like that.
yeah, there's no like character anything.
Yeah, there's no character develop. Yeah, good point. Good point. There's plot, but there's no character.
There's not really much plot. There's a little.
There's a little plot.
Are you saying there's no
There's a
like
story to it.
there's
There
no
is
like character arc?
Yeah, there is no character
speak
arc
of?
for anyone.
Yeah.
Not a single person.
No.
Like, I don't even feel like the doctor ever really felt bad about her genetic experiences or experiments. I think she just kind of like, oh yeah, I deserve to die now. I don't know. It was weird.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
All of this, and like we said, all this is awful, and
Yeah.
still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's
Tarding out.
flashy action. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'd probably put it at about a 5 for me. Bad movie wise.
I'd say like
I'm probably
for
gonna
me
say-
is way more enjoyable than how we rated Super Mario Brothers and
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
and Robin compared to a 5.
Yeah.
So I have to
I
probably
like
go
Batman
like
and
a
Robin better than
7.
this.
Really,
I don't.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Batman and Robin's
I-
hilarious. You have Arnold, that's enough for me.
It was hilarious, but not in.
I
don't-
put this over
but not
Mario Brothers
enjoyable.
and Batman and Robin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Bad Milo? Better or worse
No.
than Bad Milo?
I think Bad Milo is probably the best we've watched so far.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with you just because.
Maybe not best,
I
the
like Surf
most
Monkeys.
enjoyable.
Really?
You're the only
No.
person.
Okay.
The most enjoyable we've watched so far
What do you
was
think the-
Bad Milo.
What would you say the worst was so far?
It was either Rubber
It's
or
probably Surf Nazis.
Surf Nazis. I don't know. Rubber was god awful. Rubber was god awful.
Yeah, Rubber
Rubber
was
was really
really
bad.
It
fucking
was
bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably just thinking we don't get it, but it was bad.
I get it. I don't like it.
No, that's my thought on it
It's
too.
a movie that makes fun of you while you're watching it for watching it. So no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meta as fuck. But yeah, so this week some movies opened up in the theaters or
Or-
opening up.
I don't.
We didn't really pay attention to what the other ones did. Oh, before we do that, let's talk about what this one made.
Yeah.
This movie, Deep Blue Sea, had a budget of $78 million. Opening weekend, it did 19, which I don't think was as good as they were expecting.
You could probably say that.
When you
safely.
when you
Yeah.
when you think about what some movies are doing now, it's probably not that bad.
It's not great, though. Not with a $78 million budget.
Yeah,
I
so
back
understand.
then.
That's a lot of
I
money.
mean, 99, that was a lot
But
more than it is
19 was
now.
a lot back then too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because there are movies that don't make 19 now that they spend more money on.
I don't know. Look at Titanic. I mean,
Well,
Titanic
was
is a
up
different
can't
story.
really judge.
bullshit.
Speaking of Titanic,
Bullshit.
the
Scales
Titanic
aren't quite the
episode of
same
Rick and
here.
Morty was absolutely
Oh,
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
It's
wonderful.
a fantastic show.
It is a great show.
But yeah, I mean, they didn't come near making what they. Well, they did come near it. Like
They're only
those-
$5 million off so far.
Yeah, it was $5 million
So-
off. But
I don't see
think
it
that's
making
just
that last
theaters.
$5 million.
I thought that was just theaters, though. When they
As
say
I'm
gross,
looking, though,
I don't know.
If you look at the movies that came out in 1999, I'm not surprised at all this movie didn't make money.
What came out?
The Matrix,
Ooh.
American Beauty, which a lot of people would.
I
Yeah.
love that
were-
movie.
yeah, American Beauty was a
Well,
great movie.
This is a crazy list. So you got The Matrix, American Beauty, Sixth Sense, Star Wars Episode 1, which sucked but still made a lot of money, Fight Club, Being John Malkovich, Blair Witch Project, Green Mile. That's a crazy year.
That's a good year for movies.
Why
The
haven't
Mummy.
we done Blair Witch Project?
Good question.
I'm easily scared and have poor bladder control.
The Mummy was popular. Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged
There's not
Me.
enough dick in that movie for him.
Yeah. World Is Not Enough, Toy Story 2, American Pie. That was a crazy year.
Yeah,
That was
a
a lot
big
of
year for
movies.
movies.
Tarzan,
I don't care about
Yeah.
Tarzan.
Notting Hill.
But it's still like a
10
big.
things
Office
I-
Space.
10
Kids
things,
movie.
is that 10
Office
things I Hate About
Space
You?
came out in 99?
10
Yeah.
Things I
10
Hate
things
About
I hate
You.
about you too.
This was a solid year for movies.
Yeah.
Never Been Kissed.
You don't
Ooh.
like. You don't even think about '99 as a great movie year, but
Dogma.
that was a
Oh, fucking
She's
love
All That.
Dogma. Yeah, she's all that.
Whew,
God damn.
FPJ.
FP motherfucking J.
FPJ.
Thomas
Freddie
Crown
Prinze
Affair,
Jr.,
Cruel
for
Intentions,
those of you wondering.
Wild Wild West.
Ugh,
Ugh.
Wild Wild West.
We should do
Wild
that
Wild
movie.
West. Yeah.
Will Smith turned down the role of
Any
Neo
Given
in The
Sunday.
Matrix so he could do Wild Wild West.
I wouldn't have liked Matrix if Will Smith had done it.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think Will Smith.
Keanu was the better
like
choice.
that Will Smith. I'd
And
rather have
don't let the-
Keanu's one character than Will Smith's
Don't
one
let the
character. in the
government
movie.
fuck up with your mind. It's not a race thing. I
Deuce
just don't think
Bigelow.
he would have been good in that.
Deuce Bigelow. Ooh.
Galaxy Quest, Big Daddy, Any Given Sunday, which is another LL Cool J movie.
What's he done in the last couple of years?
Nothing.
Who cares?
Live off that money.
Yeah.
So Mockingjay came out last week.
Boo.
I've heard people say it was pretty good.
It probably was for people who like that sort of thing. Like I said, like we talked about, the books I thought sucked dick.
I'm lukewarm about the entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't really. It's all right.
I'm less than lukewarm about
I
Like,
would have been
I
more
don't
excited
dislike
if
it.
Philip Seymour Hoffman wasn't dead.
the teen lit stuff.
Well, he's still in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sick of Hollywood splitting up these movies like this, movies that should be one movie, just so they can make extra money.
Harry Potter would have been 5 hours.
Harry Potter, I get. I understand that.
But they could have like that wasn't even the longest Harry Potter book. So I don't. If you want to split them up, why didn't you split up books that were longer than the
plot
last book?
With that movie lent itself to it.
I understand Harry
Half
Potter.
that book, they
but
were
they didn't-
wandering around.
they
the
didn't
other
do
half
it
they
well.
did stuff.
I thought
Because
I thought
they did well.
they stopped it at the perfect time.
the first one, I didn't think the first one like nothing
Bobby.
happened.
You're talking about book set.
Yeah,
The last book.
7.
I feel like they stopped at the perfect point though, like where Dobby dies. Like that was the only place, like the only logical place for them to split that in two
I
parts.
agree.
Dude, spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, have you
well,
not seen
and
them yet?
he
Gandalf
found
dies.
the Elder Wand right there too.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But I just still feel like nothing happened. In
there
the first,
wasn't a lot
in the
that
first
happened, but there wasn't
Part
anything
7
that
movie.
there wasn't anything that they could have cut out.
Yeah.
You know, like every part of that was relevant to the second part. So like I feel like if they would have, if they would have included more, it would have just
We're
it
big
would've been
Harry
fucked up.
Potter fans around here, so we could probably go on for a while.
But
But it's a movie podcast.
Yeah,
what,
that's
what
true.
else? What else were we talking about? What other?
What were we even talking about?
No.
Hollywood splitting up
How
movies
does
like
it-
The
yeah.
Hobbit.
The Hobbit. That's
Oh,
another one.
that's the bit.
Hobbit's
That's
like 200 pages. And
I
it's now
can't.
9
Worst
hours of
offender.
video.
Yeah, 3
right because they do Lord of the Rings in 3 movies, which
Yeah.
was
massive
massive.
books. Each book was massive. Each book
Right.
was probably what?
Each book was,
Five
Each book was
times.
bigger.
Half Hobbits.
Yeah, each book
Oh.
each book was
One
bigger
half
than the
I thought
Hobbit.
they were
That-
5 times.
Yeah, they were.
No, it's not 5 times.
I
I
It's
thought they were like 1,000 pages.
It's probably double.
A Hobbit is like 200 pages, and I would say each Lord of the Rings is 350 to 400.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought that it was like 1,500 total.
I thought they were a lot more than that.
Mm, I'd have to look.
It also depends on what version you read.
I'm
but
so used to reading George R.R. Martin books that I don't even have a concept
The
of what a
length
long
thing.
book is
yeah, the
anymore.
length thing is different. It means something totally
Especially when you
different
start
now in
reading on an
fantasy books.
e-reader, like you don't even know,
Yeah.
you don't have any idea how
Yeah,
big
yeah.
these books are.
No concept.
Yep.
But I did read those as actual books, both Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I read the first
In
book.
Harry
Couldn't
Potter.
stomach.
I couldn't
anything
read them
Lord of the
either.
Rings.
He. I know
Those
we're
books are amazing.
we're
I don't
getting
need to listen
off
to
The
anything
the
else.
first one was the
He's too
worst
descriptive.
one.
I
He's
love
too
high
descriptive.
fantasy.
Too descriptive.
I don't need 3 pages about
Oh,
how the forest
jeez.
looks that they're walking through. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit. Give me some plot.
The first one was the worst one.
Yeah. It's
So
setting up the
you
world,
you
I
had
get
to
it.
you had to read the second one to really get into it.
I
and then
really,
push through the third.
I really enjoy high fantasy books, but I could not do Lord of the Rings.
but the Hobbit being
Hobbit was
3
fine.
movies is absolute nonsense.
Yeah. I
Okay,
agree.
so The Hobbit was about 100,000 words, and The Lord of the Rings is 500,000, roughly.
So it was 5 times. Or Lord of the Rings
The
total.
the trilogy Lord of the Rings is 5 times the length of The Hobbit.
Gotcha.
And it's going to be the same amount of movies.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Which I will say, what they did with the movies though, they were very well done, cinematically.
Except for the dwarf with the axe in his head, I didn't like that.
Oh, yeah.
Which one are we talking about? The
Are we
Hobbit?
talking
I'm talking about The Hobbit.
I didn't like them that much. They're
Yeah.
long-winded.
No, I didn't think the movies themselves were that great, but I
They're
think they were
boring.
very well done. Like,
Well, I
It was
think
a good
they
book
looked
adaptation.
well.
it's just so much focus on that like
The
when you
Hobbit-
could just do the story, make it look good, and end it in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
It's money.
Speaking about 3 hours, let's finish this before we get to that point.
Okay.
What else came out last week? Mockingjay.
You guys saw was Interstellar wasn't last week?
No,
was it?
Interstellar was a
I
few
don't
weeks
remember.
ago. It was a
I
few
don't
weeks ago.
remember what else.
I don't either.
Nothing of consequence.
Anyways,
Yeah.
this week, Horrible Bosses 2 comes out.
First
which,
one was good.
Everybody's back in it.
I-
Everybody's
yeah.
in it.
yeah, even Kevin Spacey.
And Jennifer Aniston.
Yep.
Chris Pine. They add Chris Pine and
Chris Pine.
Christoph Waltz,
Who's Chris Pine?
Captain Kirk.
Captain
Oh,
Kirk.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
and
He's
Christoph
not the
Waltz.
real Captain Kirk. Please don't give me that Captain
Oh,
Kirk shit.
gosh.
He is not.
What do you want me to? What do you want me to refer to
I'm
him
fine
as?
with that, but I'm just saying he's not really.
I'm not
Captain
saying
Kirk.
he-
reality Captain Kirk. There you go.
I'm not saying he's better than Will Shatner.
Yeah, he is no Will Shatner.
Definitely not.
That's the only Kirk. I don't even like Star Trek that much, but Will Shatner will be the only Kirk ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
For another couple of
He is
years
Kirk
until
in
he
the best
dies.
Star Trek movies the world's ever seen.
Who is Chris Pine?
Chris Pine.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably.
You didn't like the
I've
original
never,
Wrath of Khan?
I like the new ones better,
Yeah.
I never saw any Star Trek movies because I don't care about Star Trek.
I've never watched an episode.
but you know,
The
I
old
didn't-
ones.
I didn't think the second one was better than the first
original
two.
Afghan,
In the first two,
I like the story better.
but the
than
first
part two.
But the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek is probably the best Star Trek that was ever made.
I tried to
I
watch.
enjoyed that.
I tried to watch Deep Space Nine and wanted to kill myself. Like no shit, they were on the space station and nothing happened.
To be fair, though, if I were you, I'd have that thought a lot.
Yeah, but
It's true.
Deep Space Nine took time.
it was just like, oh my god, everything on this is going on the space
It's the
station.
commitment until season 4.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
like 3 and 4 was where it started to jump
A
off.
fucking commitment to season 4? That's a long fucking commitment.
I didn't
Hey,
find it
you
that
watched
unenjoyable.
Lost was 6 seasons, and it was. I thought the entire show was great.
Deep Space Nine was
Lots
7.
of hot chicks, too.
Yeah, I never like watched any of Deep Space Nine. And thought,
I
man, this
enjoyed
is
about-
great.
alien chicks.
I enjoyed about 0 minutes of Lost.
I don't understand that.
You
I
have poor
enjoyed
taste,
some
and I
of
don't
Lost.
like you.
It was not
There
like
was some
it
good
wasn't an
Lost. There was
exciting
some
show
bad
for
Lost,
sure.
too.
There was. Like the whole last chapter. Or
That's
the
another
last
one of those.
season.
That's another one of those things that watching it, I ended it and I immediately want to watch it again. Like
No.
just certain
No,
stuff like
you
that.
did not.
That last episode.
We
I-
watched
I
the
meant,
last
I meant
episode
the second time I watched it.
together.
I completely agree. The first time I watched
And we were
Lost,
all so pissed
the first time I watched it, I hated the ending.
that
But
we zipped up our pants and quit jerking it.
yeah, but the end of the second, I watched it again recently, and I thought the ending was very good, and I wanted to watch it again right after I finished watching it.
Moving on. Horrible bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really
2.
want to see it.
Pro-
I wasn't that
Probably won't.
enamored with the first one.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber came out too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
It
didn't we
did
talk
horrible.
about that?
That-
we
yeah, that
talked
was
about that
2
last
weeks ago.
week
You're right.
and how awful it was.
Imitation Game. Don't know what that is.
That's a Benedict Cumberbatch movie
Oh, yeah.
with
I like him.
Keira Knightley.
I don't
It's
know why people are
about-
so gay for Benedict Cumberbatch.
I love
Worth
him.
watching.
Come back.
He's Khan.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I know who he is. I
He's
just
Sherlock.
eh.
Yeah, sure. That
He was
Sherlock
Sherlock.
was fantastic.
I still
Way
haven't-
before he was.
I still haven't watched that.
Oh,
Khan was awesome.
You haven't?
Nope.
You have to see that.
I don't
It's
have
not.
to.
It's not that much of a commitment either. It's like
No.
6 episodes,
Yeah.
It's so good.
and it's very, very good.
yeah.
But yeah, he's a mathematician and he's trying to break German code making
I've wanted to
machine.
see this.
Yeah, it looks
I
interesting.
might-
It looks a lot more interesting than Horrible Bosses 2.
I might go watch that.
What movie? Imitation Game.
Imitation Game.
85% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Horrible Boss has got a 22.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No surprise. They're
They're not even out yet.
not nice on comedies.
Yeah, well.
They're not out yet. How have they got all these ratings?
It's just people who want to see it.
Um,
Penguins in Madagascar.
yeah, another
Oh.
Madagascar movie. No
Yeah,
thanks.
meh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's this week's
Cashing
movies.
that paycheck.
Exactly.
Talking about all these fucking Hollywood movies all the time.
Yeah. Well, can't blame them. We're
They
giving
run
them
this
money.
shit into the ground.
Pretty much. Matrix 2 and 3.
Yeah. Ugh.
Don't bring that up.
Sorry.
It's really painful.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait till next episode to talk about Matrix.
Gosh.
Had too much Queen Latifah in this episode. Didn't have time for anything else.
She was in Matrix, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure she was. Apparently
She was the
everything.
Oracle.
She was the one on the raft.
After the original one died.
She,
Yeah.
No, she was all of the oracles.
She was the one on the raft with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
Matrix. Yeah.
So, can I have a question for you?
All right.
If you could have if you had 60 seconds during a Super Bowl to advertise anything you wanted, what would your 60-second Super Bowl commercial be about?
I would like to expand the question. It doesn't necessarily have to be an advertisement for something. It could just be some 60
Right.
seconds of something that you want the world
Yeah,
to see.
anything you want 1 billion people to see.
Okay, I'm gonna give an answer, but then I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Hold on a
and then I
second.
might change it.
Is it really 1 billion people that watch the Super Bowl?
I don't think so.
I
It's
wouldn't
not.
say it's
I don't
quite
think
that
it's a
high.
bill. Well,
It's
I
definitely
don't think we
hundreds of
track
millions.
around the rest of the world, and I don't know how much of them watch it. But
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how much.
I'm gonna
it
give
is.
2 answers, but the first I need more time to think on
Gotcha.
this.
Just say your
112
fucking answer.
million.
I'd take a
112
Sharpie and draw a little happy face on my left testicle, and I would just show my left testicle to the world and let them maybe bounce it around a little bit so everyone could take a look.
Really?
Would he have a voice?
Oh, he might. I might sing.
What
Yeah.
song would you sing? You can think about that while the rest of us give answers.
All
and
right,
then
go
you can
ahead.
Sing the song for us.
Go ahead.
What about
Keep
you,
the
Zach?
concept.
I think I would just show people Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann quotes because they're so delightful. They're so delightful, and more. I don't think enough people listen to them.
I would show fat kids getting hurt.
That's what
Fat
football
kids
is, isn't it?
falling, Whatever.
Yeah.
No, no, there's no comparison.
Hmm.
You watch fat kids like falling off of swings. It's beautiful.
Can it
Priceless.
be like? Can you give fat kids some cake so they're happy, and then
Oh,
hurt
gosh,
them?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I'm happy I have cake," and then you hurt
kids
them.
getting shot with paintball guns. Oh my gosh,
God.
that's like hours of your day gone right there.
I never watched that one. So.
I'm gonna YouTube that when I get home now.
Do it.
Now,
You're welcome, sir.
for me, what I would do is I would pay all the people from Firefly to come back and make a Firefly trailer for season 2. And
Never show it.
at the end of it, I would
Genius.
put coming April 1st. And just leave it at that.
Ooh.
Or I would say, coming soon to Netflix. Firefly season 2.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's right. 112 million people.
I'm gonna change mine.
And then see so many people have aneurysms.
Yeah, I'd freak out. That was a good show.
Yeah.
And I normally don't like science fiction shows.
Yeah, that was in a genre of its own. I would
They
say.
mixed it with Western, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a really interesting
It was
mix.
genius.
It was
It
space
did.
And-
for me.
Absolutely genius.
And Nathan Fillion
And then
is
Fox
just
screwed the whole
good.
thing.
Pretty much.
he's just good.
That's what Fox does.
Freaks and geeks.
What I would do is I would get a manatee and kill it. And I would let the world watch me as I eat a manatee burger and maybe munch on some like bald eagle.
Do you show how
wings.
you kill the manatee?
I
or
would.
just
There would
you
be
eat a
like
manatee
posters
burger?
behind me as I'm eating, just so people know.
So how do you kill the manatee?
Sledgehammer.
Be like green
With a
screen.
boat?
You're in the foreground eating the cheeseburger, and then you see what happened behind you.
Yeah, yeah. I just want people to see me eating the endangered animals they love.
Sea cow.
It's like, hey, you know what panda tastes like? I do.
God.
Pandas are so cute.
Yeah, and delicious.
I feel like if I was like a billionaire, I would do that.
Yeah,
Totally.
So here you go. Here's your commercial. You have a table with a line of burgers.
yeah.
You walk up to the first burger, take a bite, and then it shows what that burger is and how you killed
I'm
it.
like,
Then you put it down and take one bite of the next burger.
this one's the sloth.
It's just you holding up the animal's head that you just killed, drinking its blood.
Well, like,
Then you got the baby seal burger, and you show the club that you
Oh,
beat the
baby
baby
seal.
seals. You know?
I feel like baby seal would be really tender.
they probably would be good. I would like
Probably a little fatty.
if-
Yeah,
Fatty.
if I had just as much money as I wanted, I would definitely just spend it killing off endangered animals that people love. I would want, you know,
leave your mark on the world.
200, 300
Fucking
years
Bond
from
villain.
now, when they're the people
You
are
are
in
the worst Bond
class.
villain ever.
The only Bond villain that looks like Shaggy.
Well, Well, like, the kids would be in class in 200-300 years. They'd be like, okay, and the first major extinction was the Ice Age, and then there was the asteroid, and then there was Tanner. So I would definitely spend my money.
Who had the best?
I would probably say,
I'm leaning toward Chad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
feel like you would cause rioting in the streets of all major cities.
Yeah.
Oh man, the dorks.
It'd be worse
there'd
than those
be
Ferguson
dorks just
riots
punching
that are going on
themselves in
right
the
now.
balls.
So much nerd rage.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I hear there's Walgreens on fires right now. On fire
Oh gosh.
What?
in Ferguson. They're rioting right now.
Because they were announcing it, right?
Yeah, they didn't indict him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a greater
conversation.
topic that we
Yeah.
should get into on
Yeah,
this
probably.
Conversation
podcast.
for something else.
Well,
But that's our
That'll
show
be our
for
upcoming
tonight.
podcast, our commentary on news of the world.
yeah, we
Not
should.
brought to you by Balzac.
People don't want to hear
Or Boar's
our
Head.
opinions on shit.
Yeah.
Other
That
than
might-
movies.
that
I don't
might
want to
be
hear
why.
your opinions.
Yeah.
That might be why we should do it.
Yeah. Anyway, what are we watching next week?
The Phantom with Ben Affleck.
Never seen it.
By Ben
I hear
Affleck, I
he's-
mean Billy Zane.
Affleck was the bomb
He's
in
the
Phantom.
bomb in that.
Yeah. The
The
Phantom with Billy Zane.
All right.
So
Isn't Catherine Zeta-Jones in that too?
she is.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah's
Yes.
in it as well.
I
I'm
don't
sure.
think so.
I'm pretty sure she is.
She's on the raft with Wilson.
No. A couple weeks we'll have Queen Latifah on the show for you guys. Talk about her lady boners.
That's a promise.
Okay, so if you guys want to leave us a comment or concern,
yeah, you know.
Gooseride.com. Please don't leave concerns.
Yeah, because we don't care.
yeah, it's true. We also have facebook.com/Goose Riot.
We don't want concerns there either.
Feel free to tell me how you feel about reparations.
and the Twitters.
If
We
you'd
have
like
the
to leave
Twitters.
a comment, make sure it's a 5-star. Otherwise, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see people on there leaving 4-star ratings. We ain't about that.
Yeah, what the fuck is that
It's
shit?
5 or bust.
Uh,
Yeah. It's 4-star. We don't fucking play that. We might
don't-
come to your house.
We don't want you to
and-
tell us we're good. We want you to tell us we're amazing.
Yeah. And you pussies who are just leaving stars and not actual comments.
written reviews.
Yeah. Like, get out there and write some reviews. Stop
Let's
being
not
so
be
fat and
lazy
lazy.
here.
We're gonna quote one of our stars from the movie tonight and say, "English motherfucker, do you speak it?"
All right. Well, take care.
Bye.
Peace out.
This episode brought to you by Balzac.